Let's begin. First, we have to do some practice exercise with pencil only. There are several types of pencils other than the most common HB available in the market, for example 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B, 9B, F, H, 2H, and flat pencils. These are especially meant for art purposes and have their own unique qualities. B pencils are soft and the numbers 2, 4, etc. denote the degree of softness. The higher the number of the higher the softness in B pencils. H pencils are quite hard and are usually required for architectural renderings. F is a very good combination of dark and hardness and can be used where both these requirements are there. HB pencil is a general purpose pencil not very suitable for serious art. Before starting any painting, rough planning and some practice beforehand is a good idea as you would like to go ahead with your painting. For this, jot down lots of lines on a sheet of paper, vertical lines, diagonals, circular shapes, ovals, imaginary flowers, petals, etc. Some petals are triangular, some are round, and some are pointed. So you need to have a good idea of shapes in order to balance your composition well and also have variety of forms. By practicing this, you can easily make plants, shrubs, flowers, and foliages of all types, domestic or wild. Keep the pencil soft. Use light pressure of hand movement. Give bold strokes for foliage. Explore the possible shapes to cover a particular form. Keep the forms simple. Don't make them too intricate to draw or paint later. Gradually you will learn the master making even the most intricate flowers or plants without much ado. Usually the foreground in any nature painting is heavier as compared to the background and upper sky area. Thus, heavier strokes in the foreground are required. They also give shrubs feeling of heaviness. For bold strokes to create heavy bushes, apply light strokes followed by dark ones. Use flat pencil, maybe 6B or 9B for softness. Since shadows are always present in all scenes, so the shadow area must be quite dark to show difference between lighter areas and darker areas. The practice done earlier will come in handy. And you need to paint a variety of lines to depict nature in more natural ways, since nature has a lot of variation in lines and textures. Notice how the repetitive strokes provide depth and scale to whole composition. Use pencil freely. This sheet of practice exercise should not be thrown away but kept for future reference. This will be very helpful in making your final composition. Since this pencil drawing is a rough sketch, you need not concentrate only on perfect lines. Some wayward lines can also give you experience about how to balance something even when the stroke is not in the right place or with the right pressure. If you look at the sketch from a few feet away, you will observe how lines contribute to overall representation of forms as well as light and shade. You can observe how variations have been used to achieve a particular effect. Now we proceed to the demonstration in color. How to paint flowers using just freehand brush strokes without drawing with pencil. You practice done earlier with pencil will now be of great help to you. Note the brush being used. It is fan brush which resembles a fan in shape. It lends interesting form and texture too to your painting. The fan brush can hold enough quantity of color to apply several strokes in one dip. Freehand strokes also make your painting quick since you don't need to follow a precise line drawn earlier. But of course, it is not as it may sound. And you need a lot of practice sessions for a satisfactory effect. Fan brush can be used to lend interesting texture to the painting if used judiciously. Normally, it is a good idea to start with the sky. Take light blue color by applying Persian blue made very thin by mixing water. It leaves just a hint of color in the area where it is applied. Then some yellow is added to the blue already in the palette. And brush again thinned a lot with water to leave just an impression of a color. The yellow will provide warmth to the sky. That looks beautiful. Pale yellow color adds subtle, warm tones which are very pleasing, so you need not apply strong color. For making color light, add water rather than white. Water will make it look a bit transparent, which looks more natural. Applied in this manner, it produces a layer which is almost flat, and depth can be given with application of more layers of stronger color later. After you have gotten a desired effect, give some final forms to flowers. Just a hint of color and forms. No need for defined lines since it is an impressionistic painting, not a realistic one. Take magenta color and make some vertical freehand strokes for high foliage. Now using green mixed with yellow, make petals and leaves in green, then apply red with the green to get brownish tone. That is more near the natural colors of flowers and foliage. Small orange patches here and there will give forms of flowers more scale. It can also serve as a flat brush if the color is thinned with enough quantity of water and strokes are controlled properly. With practice and experience, you will not have to think what color you have to choose or what pattern you have to follow. It is automatic. The choice of colors, the way the strokes are applied is all that comes naturally but only after a good, dedicated practice. For getting an idea of what color effect is to be applied, you may refer to the practice exercises in pencil you saved for future reference. Many people are afraid of using white color, or some do not support the use of it. But white also has its own quality and application. It can create beautiful effect. Lighter tones that are very different from the lighter tone. That is achieved merely by thinning any color with water. It can be used to good effect for creating sharp highlights. Some dull orange is again applied in the foreground foliage section to provide depth. Depth is acceptable with dark purple and patches of magenta. In the end, some final touches are required with yellowish white, and then some more final touches with dark tones are applied judiciously. This completes the look and provides depth and scale both. Remember, the coloring must be done in such a manner that all four corners are slightly darker than the center area of the painting. This will help contain the eye within the picture. The sky area, which we had deliberately kept very light, is now the area for giving a final look to the painting. Some clouds are made using finer yellow blue tones in sky. This is the way followed by all great masters of painting. Painting is like meditation. It is more to be felt than be read or be narrated like a story. It comes from within. One has to feel after seeing a painting as if he has traveled in times and is present in that era or place what has been painted. If the feelings come after seeing and painting, then the painting is successful. A picture speaks 1,000 words. Thus, a good painting needs no explanation. It is self explanatory. Try to achieve that perfection, and you will become an accomplished artist.